Hi, my name's Carrie, and today we're going to be installing this. It's easy peel and stick tiles from Vamos Tile. This is a really cool product. We have this little kitchen area here. You want to have the wall nice and clean, and I know we have a little bit of wallpaper on here, but we've cleaned it off with an industrial cleaner. This wallpaper will not come off. We've tried everything. So the wall is very flat and it's very clean. You want to have a clean wall with no grease or anything on it. And then here's what your tiles look like. Really, really nice. You can see the detail in there. They look like stone with the veins and the grain kind of going through it. And on the back, it's got a peel and stick. So the back of it peels off and you can stick it right to the wall. They also sell these, and it also comes with these little spacers so that when you go in between each tile, as you can see here, there's a little bit of a gap. You can have a little bit of a gap when you put the next tile next to it. So if you go like this, this little pointy side would go in there on the corner, and then you'd have a little spacer so that you have the same reveal between your next tile. So we're going to install it here. It's not a very large area, but I really like this, especially if you're a do-it-yourselfer. It looks great. It's going to be waterproof, and it's going to be easy to install. You're not going to have to hire a tile guy to come out and put cement board back and all of that stuff. It could get really, really expensive. Just peel and stick and you got a beautiful backsplash. So I'm going to get started and we'll come back in a couple minutes and we'll show you our progress, and then we'll show you the finished product and tell you what we think. The cool thing with this tile is you can cut it really easily. So I have this scrap piece of wood, but it has a nice straight bottom, so I can put the tile up against the bottom, and then I have this 90-degree metal square. And so right now I want to cut the edge off because I'm going to put a piece right here for my starting point. So I'm going to move my square over, make sure I'm nice and square, take a sharp razor, and you can just cut right through it. I score it once, and then come through one more time and cut it again. Gotta have a nice sharp razor though. And then they just break off. And kind of like a piece of drywall, I flip it over and then I just cut through the little adhesive back, just like that. And then you've got a nice straight piece. So really easy to cut. You don't need any power tools or anything. This piece is going to end up going just like that. And the edge is pretty darn straight, but we'll have some caulking that goes on along the sides. So then our next piece will go right here. So that's cut. Now I'm going to take the back. There's the front, here's the back, and it's got a nice adhesive on the back, and this is really sticky. So again, we've already cleaned this surface off really well. And when you're ready to apply it, you got to make sure you got it right where you want it. So I've already sort of planned it out here. Now that thing is on there for a lifetime. That looks really good. So now I'm going to just keep going all the way along. I'm going to do my first row because I don't have to cut anymore. I just have to cut that first one up against the wall. So we'll grab our next tile here, and just to show you, it's going to end up going just like that. It's going to be a little tricky around there, but we got some extra pieces here that we cut off from before that should work right there. We also have an oversized faceplate for this, so we don't have to be right up to it. So this next one's going to be a full piece. So I'm going to put this full piece on, and then we're going to do some more, and we'll check back in with you later. This product is pretty darn cool, especially if you're a DIYer. Completely transformed this wall. A few things I wanted to note. First, I gotta show my wife and see if she likes it. She had to go do a project upstairs. Hold on a second. Also, this is very, very sticky. this is going to stay on here for a long time. You want to have a clean surface, but it's very sticky. Took me maybe an hour and a half to do this whole thing. And we didn't just do the backsplash, we went all the way up the wall. A couple of things I learned going is, you don't have to keep all the pieces together. They come in one big square, of course. But when you get into some tricky areas, like I had some corners and some really tight areas that I had to cut, you can just cut out the tiles and put them in individually if you need to and trim them individually. But I like that they're very, very sticky. They're easy to work with. You cut it with a little razor knife. I cut it twice, snap it almost like drywall, and then I cut the back of it and it sticks right on. I made a mistake in one area and I tried to pull it off and it was extremely sticky. You almost got to heat it up with like a heat gun. So you want to be sure to have it precisely where you want it before you stick it on there because it sticks on really good. I love this solution. The alternative would be to do a tile backsplash, which is going to be a lot more money and a lot more time. This is really, really cool. It looks great and it was easy to install. And Jen's here now. Jen, come in. What do you think?
That is absolutely amazing.
Here, I'll go behind the camera.
You guys saw the before and after. This looks so much better. He was down here for about an hour or so doing
Maybe
this.
2 hours, hour and a half maybe.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
I got in a real good rhythm near the end.
Yeah, well, I saw the before product, how you just peel it off. That looked really simple.
Peel, cut, and go. All you need is a razor knife and a tape measure. And you should have a square. So I used a square, a metal square, so I could get a nice straight cut on it. It was a little tricky cutting around the vents and the tiles. Like all these here, I cut with a knife. And you can see it's a nice straight line. So you got to take your time and get it in there. A little tricky cutting around the outlet, but perfectly doable. Cut it, snap it, cut the back of it off, and you're good to go. Overall, I'm really happy with this big thumbs up DIY project. Anybody could do this. Took me an hour and a half. I have a whole new backsplash, and it's a nice, solid material. It looks like stone. It's hard. It's going to last. It's going to repel the water off of it. Big thumbs up.
Looks amazing. Nice job.